Hi there. So today I wanted to jump on and do a really quick sort of impromptu live. You guys may have noticed that what is it, almost 2 weeks ago or something, I brought home a new puppy. We did his first training session live, and then I promised you a bunch of updates, and then this page kind of went quiet. And that is because about 2 days after I brought my new puppy home, I actually had a really big family emergency. It took me out of town. I'm still out of town. I'm at my mom's house. It brought me to my knees physically, emotionally, mentally. But I have this new puppy. And so what I thought I would do quick is just share how I have been managing a 9-week-old puppy and his training and his socialization during his critical socialization window while trying to make it through a big family emergency. So what I wanted to do was just quickly share kind of how I have managed him during this time. So first of all, his crate training has been unbelievably important. So he crate trained quickly. He was easy to crate train, which was lucky. But crate training was huge because if he hadn't been crate trained going into this last week and a half, that would have added layers and layers of stress both to me, to my family, and to him. Because he's had to spend a lot of time in a crate because we've been dealing with all kinds of things and coming and going and having family here who can't be around puppies and things like that. So his crate training was of just immense importance, and he crate trained quickly. Now, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of puppy raising information. We'll talk about crate training in another video. But what I want to say now is that his crate training was imperative to his success this last couple of weeks. He's comfortable in a crate, he's quiet in a crate, and that made him much, much easier to have and keep him safe and him happy during this time. So what we've done is he sleeps in his crate overnight because he's just a baby, so of course he's sleeping in his crate still. And a couple of things have been lucky for me working through this very stressful time. One is that I have family here who has a different sleep schedule than me. So a couple of my family members are early risers, and so they've been able to do an early morning let out for him, and then he goes back into his crate because I don't want him getting used to getting up at 5 in the morning and having a big play session and having breakfast and starting his day, because that is not my sleep schedule. So I do have family here who takes him out at around 5 in the morning but puts him right back. So he goes right back in his crate until I get up. I've let my other dogs out because I have 2 of them with me. So then we're at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's where he has had about 60 to 90 minutes of free time. Now, this free time is supervised by me and multiple other adults. So he in a puppy-proofed living room. So behind me is the living room, the kitchen. We actually have a gate so he can't get to the rest of the house. So he has just into that kitchen there. There's a dining area kind of behind me. And then you can see his wire, or maybe you can't see his wire crate. But his wire crate is back there. So he has had this area during his supervised free time. During that 60 to 90 minutes of free time in the morning, he gets to play with our other dogs because we actually do have, I have 2 of my dogs here and my mom has 2 dogs as well. And 3 of them are puppy friendly. 2 of them are puppy friendly, 2 of them are puppy safe. 2 of the adult dogs here don't want to play with him, but they're safe to have around a puppy. 2 of the other dogs love to play. So he has started his day with 60 to 90 minutes of supervised playtime with 2 puppy-safe and puppy-friendly adult dogs. Dogs who have good social skills, who are safe to play with a puppy. He also plays with me or one of my family members during that time, because while I am definitely utilizing my puppy-safe dogs to get through this time to help me wear him out, I also want to make sure that he's still looking to me for fun as well, that he's not getting all of his fun time from other dogs. So he plays with the other dogs, he plays with me. This lasts about 60 to 90 minutes. Then I give him breakfast and put him in his crate. So he's had some good exercise, his stomach is full, and then he passes out for about 3 hours. So he will sleep from 9 to noon in his crate, totally happy and content. And then we just kind of go back and forth from that throughout the day. So he spends a couple hours sleeping in his crate. He's a puppy. He still needs like 20 hours of sleep a day. So he He goes back and forth between being out for 60 to 90 minutes and being in his crate for a few hours napping. So we've also done walks on a long line in a harness, just as I posted over the weekend, to get him out and moving and out and getting a little bit of socialization. But really, he's not had any formal training in 2 weeks. I've not sat down with a clicker and treats in 2 weeks. And his socialization has been comprised of family coming to visit and a few short walks around this neighborhood, walks around some parks in the area. And you know what? It's fine. It's not perfect. In a perfect world, he would have come home at 8 weeks, and we would have spent from 8 to 12 weeks doing intensive socialization and intensive training and at an age-appropriate level. And he just can't have that right now. In the last 2 weeks, I have not had the mental capacity, the emotional capacity, or very frankly, the patience to sit down with a clicker and treats and train a puppy. So instead, he has had playtime with other dogs, playtime with me, walks on a long line, visiting family members. These bones have been like a lifesaver. So these usually, when my life is going normal, I stuff these with my own things. I will like rehydrate Sojos dehydrated dog food, and I will stuff that into Kongs or into a bone like this to keep a puppy busy. But my life has not been going normally the last 2 weeks. So I bought a couple. I bought 3 of these at the store. They're already pre-stuffed with something. I'm not sure what. And these have been a lifesaver. So when he goes into his crate, he also has one of these to chew on, which helps to keep him busy. And then along with that, when he is out, we've been rotating toys. So he has 2 or 3 different groups of toys that we've been rotating through to help keep him busy. So I'm just looking to see if I had anything else that I wanted to go over with you guys. But that has basically been how his last 2 weeks has gone. So, we all go into this with really good intentions, which is to sit down and train our dogs. Follow my guidelines, for example, are to train my puppy for breakfast and dinner every day and to carry lunch with me to reinforce him throughout the day, and also to take him off the property for training multiple times per week. But none of that has happened. For 2 weeks, none of that has happened. And that's okay. You guys, he's fine. He's happy. He's healthy. He's learning how to live in a house, so he's still getting treats for good manners. We're working on his house training, his chewing, all of that stuff. But life got in the way. My life got in the way. And it's not the end of the world. We're going to start training again today because things have settled and I'm finally back to work. So, things are settling. I'm going to be traveling a lot in the next few months. But things are finally settling. So he's napping now over on the other side of the room in his crate. And we're going to start training again today. We're going to start doing some more formal socialization again this week. And I will keep you guys posted. One of the reasons that this has gone so well for him, the 2 big reasons are that 1, he was crate trained. Going into this emergency, he was crate trained already. And the second is I really believe is that he's a really nice puppy. I think he's got some really strong genetics in there that have that are helping with this. He was bred for service work. He comes from a long line of service dogs. And so I think that if you are currently searching for a service dog, it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it to find one that comes from a line of service dogs. Now, if you already have a dog who didn't come from a line of service dogs, lots of great service dogs come from shelters or breeders who breed for other purposes and things like that. So if you have a puppy who isn't from a service dog line, do not take what I just said in panic. But if you are still searching for a puppy, I think that it is very, very valuable to find one that has come from a line of service dogs. Now, my couple of tips because what I wanted to do really quickly was say, I also have a nice big fenced-in yard here, which has been helpful. So in a different scenario where I didn't have puppy-friendly dogs to play with him or a fenced-in yard, the free time would have been composed of things like playing with me, playing with toys, learning how to fetch. It would have been composed of searching for treats or something. So one of the games I usually play with our dogs, but I haven't had to these couple weeks, is we will hide treats, or even something like this, hide it for him to find. So brain games like that, that is, if I didn't have the dog-friendly dogs here, what I would have done was more walks on a long line and a harness. I would have done more brain games, such as searching for food, searching for hidden food around the living room to get his brain thinking. And I would have done more playing with me. So just playing with a toy, playing fetch, things like that. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Tomorrow, we're going to start talking about puppy raising stuff. I have what do we normally do? 12:30 Central Standard Time, or Central Time on Tuesdays. So 12:30 tomorrow, I will be live, and we're going to start talking about how to crate train and how to do some of these other puppy raising type things. So that is it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow.